Welcome to the Fixture by WICC. As always, I'm your host, Meg Linehan. I'm a national staff writer at The Athletic, covering the NWSL and the US Women's National Team. We are all in on the NWSL this week, between the latest game action from all the games, revisiting my power rankings as we head into the first international break, and taking a look at Alex Morgan's May with the Orlando Pride. But before we stay local, of course, we have some new league title winners in PSG and Bayern, ending some respective major runs in France and Germany. Lyon waved farewell to a 14-season winning streak in France, and Wolfsburg let go of their 4-year hold on the title in Germany. So congrats to PSG and Bayern. Let's get this going. Chicago picked up what must have been a deeply satisfying win over the North Carolina Courage. The Courage only recorded a single shot on goal the entire match, which is both wild and a testament to Chicago's level of play. Rachel Hill provided the game-winning goal in the first half for Chicago, and Alyssa Motts made her return after missing all of 2020 with an ACL injury.
It's been one of the better 30-minute stretches we've seen against a Courage team. Service. Header back across, and in! Chicago does have their goal. It's the 29th minute.
You could feel the momentum of Chicago, whether it was building up, whether it was winning that midfield battle. Again, set piece opportunity. Fantastic ball. This is brilliant. Nods this one back across. Hill gets on the score sheet. 1-0 Chicago.
Gotham hung on at home against OL Reign, with Ifeoma Onumonu using her head for their winning goal. And Gotham kept another clean sheet this season, with Didi Herachich making her return as Kaylin Sheridan and the Canadians headed to international duty early. And on Monday, OL Reign responded by signing Alana Cook to their defense.
Inside post. The service headed down, and that one finds its way into the left corner for the first goal, coming from Ifeoma Onumonu and Gotham FC.
Perfectly weighted pass. This is brilliant. Two defenders up in front of her, but she gets up and over, and that power to knock this one down on the ground. So the goalkeeper misjudges this one, goes far back post. No defender on this back post to help clear this one off the line again. And this is a great tactical goal that you've just scored.
Portland got their groove back with a big 3-0 win over Louisville, with Angela Salem getting her first goal since her Boston Breakers days, just her second career goal.
There's Westfall. Bouncing forward, Charlie. High arcing ball, falls beyond Rodriguez, but struck by Salem! Phyllis Salem gets the opening goal for the Thorns, and the celebration is on.
And Mike, here's a player who has not scored a goal since the 2016 regular season.
DMs deserve goals too. Raquel Rodriguez added their second right at the start of the second half, and Lindsey Horan wrapped things up with a little bit of a Strauss.
Bouncing ball ahead to Horan on the throw. Horan drives, lays this across! Rocky Rodriguez makes it 2-0 Portland shortly out of halftime.
Here's the play, throw-in from Klingenberg to Horan. Coming through the box, nice left foot, one touch by Rocky Rodriguez.
Horan drives this across and in! She was destined for a goal, she was certainly due. It bounces through and in.
Salem sending it up to Horan, nice lofting ball. Charlie jumping for it, but misses it. It still bounces, and I think that jump really threw Michelle Betos off.
The Houston Dash found a late winner off the head of defender Katie Naughton in Kansas City on Sunday.
Well, fairly clear. Naughton available and scores! A near handball on one end, and Naughton on the other scores to give Houston the lead.
Great service here by Mewis, just in a dangerous area, and Katie Naughton just able to get to that, and just a textbook header straight into the ground. Makes it so hard for the goalkeeper, and she's not able to react, but what a great finish.
And at the same time, the Spirit and Pride were trading goals in a 1-1 draw. Ashley Hatch scored for the Spirit, but only a few minutes later, Taylor Korniak provided the equalizer for Orlando to keep them at the top of the table.
Switch fields to find Sam Staub playing up. Kelly O'Hara sends this into the box, headed, and it's a goal for Washington! Ashley Hatch, her third of the season.
And how about this from service down this left-hand side with Kelly O'Hara, brilliant. Since going down against Marta in that far corner, she's had a point to prove. Again, this ball down this left-hand side, gets her head up, puts this one onto her right foot.
Alex Morgan looking for that 5th goal in as many matches. And it's a goal! A goal! Korniak hitting the far post. It is not just her size, it is her ability that makes her so dangerous.
It's her technical ability, it's her ability in and around the net, whether it's aerial, the ball at her feet, connecting passes, popping off the front, picking that ball up, that quick transition, and Korniak getting her head up, putting the shot on target.
And while the league is taking a week off for the FIFA window, the U.S. women's national team is heading to Texas for the summer series. Those games kick off June 10th with the U.S. playing against Portugal on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The game is on FS1. Then they'll face Jamaica on Sunday, June 13th at 10 p.m. Eastern, with the first 2 games in this series in Houston. Then the team heads to Austin for the final match against Nigeria in Austin FC's brand new stadium. That game is at 9 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday on ESPN2. And hey, we are super pumped to have NWSL highlights now on the Fixture, thanks to the league. So with the international break upon us, let's revisit the NWSL Power Rankings. Now, the last time I did these was after the Challenge Cup, and it is safe to say that the regular season has started out in a way no one predicted. If they did, they're lying. A few weeks ago, I said I wanted to see some proof that the Pride could be a playoff team, and I have certainly gotten that. They're undefeated to start the year, and they've got to be in the #1 spot. That means Portland, even with a couple of back-to-back losses in there, slipped to #2. But they got back on track against Louisville, and while they won't be perfect this year, they are still the main team to beat, for me at least. Now, the Dash have picked up a couple of wins in a row, and they've also been pretty consistent at scoring goals, which have at times been in pretty short supply in the league so far. They're in at #3. At #4, the Spirit are actually sitting in 3rd on the table, but I'd like to see them tighten up things a little bit after they dropped a result to Louisville in a 2-0 defeat, and they just immediately allowed that goal from Orlando after going ahead at home. Gotham came into these rankings pretty high thanks to the Challenge Cup, and while they just won another gritty victory over the Reign, at some point, their dark magic that they use to defend their goal is going to run out, and they will start allowing more goals. Although, maybe it won't. But for now, we'll put them at 5. North Carolina got back Sam Mewis, and they got that giant win against Louisville, but they've been super all over the place when it comes to results. Still, it's almost impossible to call them the underdogs, but for now, they're in at 6. So why put North Carolina above Chicago, who just beat them? Honestly, for me, it's goal differential. Now, a lot of North Carolina's came against Louisville, but they have plenty of goal-scoring options. I said Chicago would shoot up these rankings when Mal Pugh got hot, and she scored a couple of great ones. But the Red Stars have scored 4 goals and allowed 7. So right now, they're in at 7 on the rankings for me. The Reign have also dropped way down despite the big win in Portland that they got, but they've had back-to-back losses. Should they have beaten Gotham? Almost certainly yes, but they walked away from New Jersey without a single point. I think that they still could make the playoffs, but right now they're in at #8. And no movement from me on the final 2 teams, with Racing Louisville in at 9 and Kansas City closing us out at 10. KC started off the season with 2 draws and then has had 3 tough losses in a row. And Louisville has experienced North Carolina and Portland back-to-back. It's all about momentum, and right now the Orlando Pride are still winning that battle. Alex Morgan's scoring streak finally ended last weekend, but she is heading to national team camp. Well, hopefully not too shaken up by a couple of hits to her ribs in the match against the Spirit last weekend, but she's heading to camp as the NWSL's leading scorer.
How Washington Spirit deal with this if they
Morgan ahead of the field. Morgan with touch. Morgan! Oh, it's an equalizer! Her first goal since 2018 has equalized it in the 84th minute for Orlando.
And that's how quickly the Orlando Pride can break. A great run here by Alex Morgan, and what a nice touch as Bledsoe comes out, and an effort to save it there on the line. Valiant effort, but just couldn't quite get there.
And in addition to her Player of the Month honors from May after scoring a goal in the Pride's first 4 matches, Morgan also has made a little NWSL history. Expect this on trivia questions. She's the first player in the NWSL to score a goal in the first 4 games of a season. Morgan, and in particular her left foot, are back in a big way. She scored her first NWSL goal since 2018 in the Pride's opener, providing the equalizer against the Spirit. And her celebrations got a bit better as the games have gone on. For her goal against North Carolina with the finish off the post, Morgan went for the Ted Lasso-inspired celly, but this was the start of a very good week for the Orlando Pride as they pulled off a string of wins.
See all the cover and support.
Morgan! And it's 2-0 Orlando! There's the form, there's the dance, and Morgan has found the magic.
She's been unbelievable defensively, offensively, but how about Alex Morgan? Her strength, her vision and awareness, being able to get down this left-hand side. We saw it in the first 45 minutes, and she makes no mistake. This is an extremely difficult angle.
The goal against Portland might have been the best of the bunch, honestly, with Taylor Korniak serving up a looping ball over the top and Morgan's finish to the far corner. Just a thing of real beauty.
Korniak thinking behind in towards Morgan, who lets her on. Alex Morgan! Lovely delivery from Korniak, but Alex Morgan is on fire to start 2021. 3-3, and Orlando hit the front.
And whoever said they were waiting for her to find her form, well, wake up, she's found her form. This is a clinical Alex Morgan strike. Doesn't take a touch, hits this on the half volley, but it's the run from Alex Morgan, splitting.
And finally, in a goal that first looked to be hers and then was attributed to Marta during the game, and then back to Alex Morgan a day later in an official NWSL release, Morgan provided the game winner against Kansas City.
Peterson to drive this in again. Headed on, bouncing through traffic, Smith bats it out! And I think, did that go in? Or are they calling a foul? What's the decision? Is this a goal for Orlando? It did go past the line. Let's see if we can see if this goes past the line. Remember, the whole ball has to go in.
She's been playing 90 minutes consistently, scoring goals, adding an assist in there too. It's all a very good sign for Morgan, who got the extra time to get fully back in form ahead of the Olympics. So thank you for joining me here on The Fixture. And again, do not forget to get on the list for tickets to this August when the Women's International Champions Cup returns this summer, featuring the Thorns, Dash, Lyon, and Barcelona. It's all happening in Portland, and you can make sure you don't miss it by visiting internationalchampionscup.com. Now, I'll be checking in from Texas and the summer series next week, so make sure you tune in. As always, make sure you don't miss a thing by following at ICC Women on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest. You can like International Champions Cup on Facebook. You can always find me at It's Meg Linehan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.